I'm Sarah Bernstein, and I am a singer-songwriter from New York City.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
She doesn't love you. At least not like I do. Pick up all of the pieces you got strewn out on the floor. 'Cause she doesn't love you like before.
So I've always been a creative person. I love words, I loved lyrics, I loved poetry, and I grew up playing the saxophone because my dad played the saxophone, and that was logical. But it was kind of hard to sing and play the saxophone at the same time. So once I picked up the guitar, everything came really quickly and really easily. I wrote my first song, to get some emotions I wrote my first song to get some, emotions out about a guy that I was liking in high school, not even middle school. And I wound up performing it at the school talent show, purely passive-aggressively, and it went really well. And people actually liked it and said, I have, a knack for this thing. And even though when I listen back to it, I think, oh my God, what is going on? But they believed in me enough to let me pursue it, and my parents have been supportive ever since. I went out to LA 10 years ago to do this. I'm back here now. It's really exciting. So
I wanna make you laugh. So bad at dance in the center of the floor to please your every fancy like a gesturing chord. Would it be that bad to have my name and number stored inside of your phone? Maybe you'd be pissed if I just left it alone. 'Cause I don't wanna be nobody's fool.
I sat on a song for a long time because the person who is now my boyfriend, did not know I was secretly in love with him, and I can't release a song that is gonna out my love for this man. And it's funny how life works out when, once I actually released the song, it was the first single I got to record in Nashville. Really, really exciting, and it's still one of my favorite songs that I've recorded to date. So once you can make that jump, it feels good.
When nobody's watching, who you trying to be? Who staring back at me? Who.
My writing process comes from different places. Sometimes it's a storyline that just is kind of woven through a song based off a really kind of cool line or concept. And then a lot of the time, I think usually the best songs are genuinely the ones that you write about your own life. Maybe change a name or two. I have a single called Maxine, and that was not the person's name, but they do exist. So I Taylor Swift people all of the time, unfortunately. I love that it's used as a verb. I think that that's the biggest compliment to her as a songwriter. And, I agree that women get kind of spun sometimes for writing about people, and I try not to out my personal business in a way that it would publicly ever humiliate anybody or affect them. But I will say, life is life. Everybody has stuff under the rug, and I think the thing about music that connects us is when you pull that stuff out from under the rug and let other people see it, they're like, I have that stuff under the rug too, and it's that connection that you build, and that's what's really special, I think. I recorded and released my first single when I was 17, I want to say. Let me be generous, I'll say 17. And I didn't really play much of a hand in producing it. I had written them, but they were produced pretty much independently in Germany. It's where I got to record it, and they're fantastic, and I still love those songs, and they still represent me as an artist. I still wrote them all by myself without any, co-writers or anything. But as, time went on, I really wanted to get a hand in doing things myself. So my second sort of big project was diving in and making an EP. You know, myself with the resources that I had in a studio in Delaware. And then, you know, the pandemic hit and live music really sort of came to a halt, especially in New York. And I had this amazing opportunity to work with a producer who also is a professor at Berklee College of Music. And that's how I met him. And so after the pandemic hit, I refocused on recording, but this time I really wanted to have a hand in it, really start to finish. And I got to work with a fantastic producer in Nashville and start to finish, be a part of the process. And this last week actually was the first time I got to comp my whole own vocal for the first time. So it's been a learning process, and every song I am more physically hands-on with, and it's so exciting, and it's just really inspiring, I think, to keep recording and to keep putting out music, because every time it's something a little bit better. And I think that my sound has been evolving, especially the last 4 singles. Each of them have a very different flavor to them. I was sort of playing with different ideas. And this next single that I'm releasing is kind of the summary of all the things I liked about the last 4. So we're settling in to a sound. It's a little more modern, a little less country. It feels good. The single that I just recorded in Nashville is coming out in a few months, and I'm super excited about going into that new direction musically. But this is really breaking down that door for me, and especially playing my own hand in the production side of it has been really exciting. I'm finding that I'm a lot more tedious than I thought I would be in the studio, but that's okay. I'm definitely a perfectionist. So the song is called Somewhere in Astoria. I'm actually in the process of moving right now from Hudson Yards to Roosevelt Island, if you're familiar with New York. And it's maybe, I don't know, 2 miles away logistically, but life-wise, it's a huge difference. And this is a song, it was a hook I had written during the pandemic. There was a couple pieces of a verse that I had, and one day I sat down at the piano and they all came together, and I loved the song. And now that I'm in the process of moving, it just so happens that I can literally see Astoria from my new apartment. And it was just the perfect time to release this song. I'm filming the video for it in my old apartment, which is very exciting to capture that space on the way out and start a new chapter. So it's a really exciting time in life and in music for me.